Hey guys, tonight we're exploring ancient wonders in this world that defy all explanation. Ancient structures too massive to be built with primitive tools, entire civilizations that vanished without a trace, and technologies that shouldn't have existed for thousands of years. These aren't just myths or legends. These are real, documented mysteries that archaeologists and historians still struggle to understand. How were they built? Who made them? And perhaps the most unsettling question of all, what else is still out there, waiting to be found? From colossal stone blocks no modern crane could lift to civilizations buried beneath the ocean, our journey will gently unravel the forgotten chapters of our past. So, before diving deep into some of the strangest ignored histories of the ancient world, take a moment to like the video and subscribe if you enjoy our content. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is. It's always a joy to see how many people from around the world are ready for this journey. Now, dim the lights, close your eyes, feel your body deeply relax, leaving the tiring day behind, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. Our journey begins at Teotihuacan, a place in modern-day Mexico famous for its towering pyramids of the sun and moon. But as impressive as those ruins are, they hold secrets far older and far stranger. The real mystery lies not just in their size, but in their inexplicable precision and the materials used. The foundation contains mica deposits found thousands of miles away, and the structures are aligned with celestial events with incredible accuracy. The question is, who put them there, and how? The quest to answer that question opens up a fascinating debate. Now, let's gently break down the main theories, the physical evidence we have, and the glaring problems that no explanation seems to solve. Our journey into Mexico's forgotten giants truly begins with the awe-inspiring ruins of Teotihuacan, a city whose very name means the place where the gods were created. It's a name that hints at a grandeur and mystery far beyond what official history often acknowledges. Imagine standing at the base of the Pyramid of the Sun, the third largest pyramid in the world, with a base nearly identical in size to that of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its sheer scale is bewildering, but it is the details, the subtle whispers of an advanced past, that truly captivate us. Consider its perfect orientation. The Pyramid of the Sun is precisely aligned to the setting sun on the summer solstice, a testament to an intricate understanding of astronomy. This wasn't a random placement. It was a deliberate act of cosmic engineering. But even more perplexing is what lies hidden within its very structure. Deep inside, archaeologists discovered thick layers of mica, a shimmering mineral. Here's the catch. This mica is not native to Mexico. Its closest known source is thousands of miles away, in what is now Brazil. To transport such an enormous quantity of this material across vast distances without the wheel or advanced transportation as we understand it points to an organizational and technological capability that defies conventional explanations. Why was it there? Was it for insulation, for some energetic purpose, or something else entirely? The questions linger, inviting us to gently ponder the true capabilities of these ancient builders. Then there is the Pyramid of the Moon, perfectly mirroring the sacred mountains that surround it, reflecting a profound connection between earth and sky. The entire city of Teotihuacan, with its meticulously planned avenue of the dead, seems to be a giant cosmic clock, an observatory built for reasons we can only begin to fathom. The precision of its layout, the sophisticated drainage systems, and the urban planning all challenge the idea of a primitive civilization. From Teotihuacan, our path takes us to another monumental enigma, the Great Pyramid of Cholula. This isn't just a large pyramid. By volume, it is the largest pyramid in the entire world, even surpassing the Great Pyramid of Giza. Picture that for a moment, an immense structure, larger than anything in Egypt, yet largely unknown to many. It is not immediately obvious, however, because it was built over centuries, layer upon layer, by different cultures, each adding to its size. Eventually, it became overgrown, appearing to be little more than a natural hill. The irony is profound. When the Spanish arrived, they built a beautiful church right on its summit, completely unaware that they were constructing it upon the most massive ancient monument on Earth. They simply saw a hill. Imagine the sheer scale of something so vast that it could be mistaken for a natural landscape feature. Beneath that verdant exterior lies a sprawling labyrinth of tunnels, miles of them, hinting at a complex interior and an even deeper history. It's a monument that embodies the very essence of what history often tries to ignore, simply because it was, quite literally, buried and then built over. The questions that arise from Teotihuacan and Cholula echo across time. How were these colossal structures moved? What techniques allowed for such incredible precision in cutting and fitting stones, or in aligning entire cities to celestial events? What motivated these civilizations to dedicate so much energy and resource to these monumental undertakings? These are not simple queries. They are invitations to rethink our understanding of ancient human ingenuity and perhaps even our own place in this long, mysterious timeline of history. Leaving the immense, foundational scale of Teotihuacan, where the very gods were said to be forged, and moving beyond the silently sprawling, jungle-covered enigma of Cholula, our gentle journey now carries us deeper into the heart of ancient Mesoamerica. We travel, in our minds, to the lush, mist-shrouded jungles of Chiapas, Mexico, where the magnificent Mayan city of Palenque patiently awaits our quiet contemplation. Here, amidst the vibrant emerald green canopy, rise pyramids and temples that speak not just of power and dominion, but of an extraordinary artistic sensibility and a profound, almost mystical, connection to the cosmos itself. Palenque is a place where every carved stone, every shadowed passageway, every vine-choked wall seems to whisper the secrets of a civilization that saw the universe with different eyes. A civilization whose insights continue to challenge our modern understanding of antiquity. Allow the images of these ancient vine-laden structures to settle gently in your mind, like the evening mist settling over the ruins themselves, creating a canvas for your peaceful thoughts, drawing you deeper into the quiet mystery. The most iconic and perhaps most deeply mysterious structure at Palenque is the Temple of the Inscriptions, a majestic step pyramid that ascends gracefully into the humid air. Its massive stone steps worn smooth by centuries of reverence and the relentless passage of time. It is within the cool, hushed depths of this very temple, far beneath the main structure and reached by a hidden staircase that twists downwards like a secret artery of the earth, that one of archaeology's most captivating and controversial discoveries was made. The intricately adorned tomb of Canich Janab Pakal, a powerful Mayan ruler whose reign spanned much of the 7th century. Imagine the quiet awe, the profound sense of stepping back into time, of those who first rediscovered this sacred space, a silent, airless chamber filled with history, patiently awaiting its moment to be revealed to the modern world. His sarcophagus lid, a colossal and breathtaking masterpiece of ancient art, measuring over 12 feet long and weighing many tons, is what truly sparks the imagination and has ignited countless theories among scholars and enthusiasts alike. It depicts Pakal in a seemingly reclining position, a posture often interpreted as descending into the underworld, a common motif in Mayan cosmology, surrounded by rich, complex, symbolic imagery. However, for many alternative researchers and theorists, the carving holds a far more provocative interpretation, one that stretches the boundaries of conventional history. They suggest that Perkel is not merely descending into death, but rather operating a complex, almost mechanical device, a spacecraft of sorts, or some form of advanced technology that defies simple categorization within the known historical timeline. The precise details of the carving are astonishing and invite close examination. What appears to be a breathing apparatus in front of his face, controls or levers at his fingertips, a foot pedal, and even exhaust flames or energy emanating from the base of the device. These elements, all meticulously rendered in solid limestone, have fueled endless debate and wonder across generations. Was this merely sophisticated symbolic iconography, a profound representation of spiritual transition or astronomical observation, designed to convey deep religious truths, or does it subtly hint at a lost knowledge, a technology so far beyond what we conventionally attribute to the Mayan people that it forces a complete re-evaluation of their capabilities and even their origins? As we gently drift through these intriguing possibilities, allowing our thoughts to unfurl like ancient scrolls, revealing forgotten wisdom, imagine the immense, painstaking skill, the intellectual foresight, and the profound patience required to carve such a profoundly detailed and complex narrative into solid rock, deep within the heart of a pyramid, where it remained shielded from the light of the sun and the gaze of humanity for well over 1,000 years. This was clearly not a simple burial. It was a grand, eternal declaration, a coded message in stone, perhaps intended for future generations, or perhaps for forces we cannot yet comprehend. It's a puzzle carved in stone, inviting your mind to quietly ponder its true, enigmatic meaning as you peacefully drift deeper into historical contemplation. The Mayans of Palenque were, without doubt, not only master builders and artists of unparalleled skill, capable of creating structures that merge seamlessly with their natural surroundings, they were also brilliant astronomers and sophisticated mathematicians. Their intellect keenly focused on the heavens, seeing patterns and cycles that escape many, even today. Their pyramids, observatories, and ceremonial complexes throughout the city are aligned with astonishing precision to key celestial events, meticulously tracking the intricate movements of the sun, the moon, and the distant stars with an accuracy that often bewilders even modern astronomers. Think of the long hours, perhaps peaceful nights, spent beneath the clear, star-dusted jungle sky, observing its patterns, recording its rhythms, and translating this cosmic dance into their architectural blueprints, their very way of life. The city's advanced and incredibly intricate calendar system, particularly the sophisticated long count calendar, with its cycles that stretch for thousands of years, demonstrates a deep and nuanced comprehension of cosmic time and the grand, slow turning of celestial gears, a level of understanding that often far surpassed contemporary European knowledge of the cosmos. How, we must quietly ponder, did they achieve such scientific and observational sophistication, such a profound grasp of the universe? How were these complex astronomical calculations and mathematical principles not just understood and revered, but then translated into monumental architecture structures that stand for millennia as silent testaments to their genius, without the benefit of advanced tools, precise instruments, or a widespread, codified understanding of the principles of physics and engineering that we rely upon today? These are not simple queries that can be easily dismissed. They are profound invitations to gently rethink our entire understanding of ancient human ingenuity and, perhaps, even the very origins of advanced knowledge itself. The mysteries of Palenque gently encourage us to embrace the unknown, to let our minds wander peacefully beyond the standard textbook explanations, into the realm of what might have been, allowing these profound questions to softly guide you into a state of deep reflection and peaceful repose. And as our quiet exploration continues, we realize that the echoes of this architectural and astronomical brilliance can be found, resonating across a multitude of other ancient sites throughout Mexico, each one a silent testament to a forgotten era, a whisper from the deep past. Consider, for instance, the vivid murals of Bonamac, depicting scenes of battle and ceremony with astonishing realism, or the intricate lintels of Yaxchilan, telling dynastic histories carved in stone with masterful precision. These, too, are often associated with pyramid-like structures and monumental architecture, displaying the same profound grasp of art, mathematics, and celestial mechanics that we see in Palenque. From the gracefully tiered structures of Uxmal, famed for their highly detailed Puuc-style ornamentation and intricate geometric patterns that speak of a profound mathematical genius, to the sprawling, enigmatic ceremonial centers of the Yucatan Peninsula, such as Ekbalam, with its impressive stucco facades, and the towering Acropolis Pyramid. Each site adds another compelling layer to the overarching narrative of a continent teeming with advanced pyramid-building cultures. Take, for instance, Chichen Itza. While perhaps more widely recognized, its majestic Kukulkan Pyramid, often referred to as El Castillo, stands as another monumental testament to Mayan ingenuity and cosmic awareness. This pyramid is famously known for the breathtaking phenomenon that occurs during the spring and autumn equinoxes, when the setting sun casts a shadow that creates the illusion of a colossal serpent, the feathered serpent deity Kukulkan, undulating down its northern staircase. This precise alignment, this deliberate integration of celestial mechanics into monumental architecture, is a testament to an intelligence that deeply understood and revered the cosmos, not merely as observers, but as active, conscious participants in its grand design. These are not isolated anomalies, not mere coincidences in design. They are, instead, integral parts of a vast interconnected network of ancient knowledge, monumental construction, and a shared, perhaps even global, understanding that profoundly predates our conventional historical narratives. These extraordinary sites, with their impossible alignments, their colossal stones seemingly moved and placed with effortless grace, and their hidden chambers holding untold secrets, all converge to pose the same fundamental challenge to our accepted understanding of history. They collectively and persistently suggest a level of engineering prowess, astronomical observation, and societal organization that appears to defy the conventional timeline of human development and technological progression, pushing us to expand our definitions of ancient and primitive. They do not merely offer interesting facts. They invite us to reconsider the entire narrative, to gently question what we have been told, and to open our minds, ever so calmly, to the vast and beautiful possibilities of a forgotten past. And as we leave the captivating jungle-kissed pyramids of Mexico, carrying with us the lingering sense of wonder and the profound questions they evoke, we prepare to continue our journey. We carry the recurring question: if this much was achieved here, in these magnificent lands, what other wonders, what other overlooked architectural marvels and hidden histories await us as we gently journey to the broader Mayan and Zapotec temples of Central America? two places perhaps even further shrouded in the jungle's persistent embrace. We continue our exploration, letting these ancient enigmas lull us further into contemplation and a peaceful, restful understanding of history's grandest, most ignored secrets. Let the weight of these ancient mysteries softly settle over you, guiding your thoughts into a tranquil state as we prepare to uncover more. Your mind, now quiet and open, is perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past, leaving the vibrant and often perplexing mysteries of Mexico, where gods were said to be forged and hidden giants lay buried beneath hills. Our gentle journey now carries us southwards. We venture into another realm of forgotten grandeur, deep within the dense, emerald heart of Guatemala. Here, amidst the whispering leaves and the ancient sounds of the jungle, stands a city that few have ever heard of, a place that dramatically redefines our understanding of early civilization, El Mirador. Imagine, if you will, a vast metropolis sprawling across hundreds of square miles, larger in its prime than many European cities would become for millennia. This isn't a small outpost. It was once a bustling center of power, trade, and profound intellectual activity, all but swallowed by the relentless embrace of the rainforest. And at its core rises La Danta, a structure so immense, so utterly breathtaking, that it forces us to reconsider the very definition of a pyramid. This isn't just a single pyramid, it's an entire mountain-like complex, a series of three main pyramidal structures built atop a massive platform, ultimately forming one colossal man-made peak that dominates the skyline of an ancient, forgotten world. By volume, La Danta is considered one of the largest ancient structures ever built, easily surpassing the Great Pyramid of Giza in its sheer mass. Think of the monumental scale, then picture something even more sprawling. A fabricated mountain that quietly asserts its dominance over the dense jungle, a silent testament to a forgotten age. La Danta in its entirety is a layered marvel of engineering and design, a series of platforms and temples built meticulously atop one another, its highest point reaching heights that pierce the jungle canopy, offering panoramic views of a verdant sea. What makes El Mirador and its crown jewel, La Danta, truly astonishing is its age. Its construction dates back to the pre-classic Mayan period, flourishing from roughly 600 BC to 250 AD. This places its peak existence centuries, even a full millennium, before the more widely known Mayan cities like Tikal and Palenque reached their zenith. This astonishing chronology alone forces us to dramatically reconsider the timeline of advanced civilizations in the Americas, suggesting a level of sophistication that far predates what conventional history has long taught us. How did a people, traditionally considered less developed than their later counterparts, achieve such an impossible feat of engineering and organization in such an unforgiving environment? Imagine the sheer human effort, the colossal undertaking required to quarry, shape, and then move countless tons of stone, earth, and other building materials through this dense, humid, and unforgiving jungle. There were no broad roads as we understand them, no wheeled vehicles to transport materials, and no metal tools of the kind that would have made such precision and scale seem plausible. The logistics of building La Danta, of constructing an entire monumental city in such a remote and challenging landscape, seem insurmountable to our modern minds. It hints at a level of societal organization, a mastery of engineering principles, and perhaps even a technology or a method of construction that remains entirely unknown to us. The very existence of El Mirador, and especially the colossal La Danta, whispers of a forgotten knowledge, a time when ancient builders commanded forces and techniques that mainstream history still struggles to acknowledge, as the jungle gently reclaims its dominion, silently swallowing these colossal monuments back into its embrace. We are left to quietly ponder the profound nature of their creation and the enigmatic purpose they served. What deeper secrets does Ladanta still hold beneath its verdant cloak? What lost knowledge was embedded within these monumental structures, waiting for a quiet mind to discover? Let these profound, unsolved riddles of the past gently guide your mind into a deeper state of calm, as we continue our journey through the magnificent, sky-reaching temples of Central America, inviting you to peacefully drift further into the embrace of forgotten history. Your thoughts, now open and tranquil, are perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past, leaving the ancient, silent grandeur of El Mirador. Our journey now softly carries us to another jewel hidden within the Guatemalan rainforest, the magnificent city of Tikal. Here, towering limestone temples pierce the jungle canopy, reaching towards the sky like ancient guardians of time, creating a skyline that is both awe-inspiring and deeply mysterious. Imagine the sheer scale of these structures, some ascending over 200 feet, built with a precision that still baffles archaeologists. These aren't just buildings. They are monumental declarations, sculpted from the very earth and rock, designed to interact with the heavens and perhaps with forces we are only now beginning to dimly perceive. The iconic Temple I, also known as the Temple of the Great Jaguar, and Temple II, the Temple of the Mask, stand in majestic opposition across the Great Plaza, silent witnesses to millennia of human endeavor and cosmic observation. Their intricate designs, their sturdy construction, have allowed them to endure the relentless march of time, patiently awaiting our quiet contemplation. Tikal was not merely a collection of impressive pyramids. It was a complex, thriving urban center, a true marvel of ancient city planning. Its inhabitants, the Mayans, developed sophisticated agricultural techniques to sustain a population that may have reached 90,000 people, all nestled deep within the rainforest. The city's vast network of reservoirs and canals, designed to capture and store rainwater, showcases an advanced understanding of hydrology and environmental management, ensuring the survival of this sprawling metropolis for centuries. But beyond the practical, there's a deeper, more enigmatic layer to Tikal. Consider the acoustic properties of its temples. Recent studies suggest that the Mayans engineered these structures to create specific sound phenomena. If you clap your hands in front of the Temple of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza, for instance, the echo that returns sounds uncannily like the chirp of a quetzal, a bird sacred to the Maya. While this specific acoustic phenomenon is most famously associated with Chichen Itza, the principle of acoustic engineering, of shaping sound within their sacred spaces, was a recurring theme in Mayan architecture, hinting at sophisticated knowledge of sound waves and their potential ceremonial or communicative applications. These ancient builders understood not just how to build, but how to create environments that resonated with specific frequencies, perhaps to enhance rituals, to communicate over distances, or to connect with something beyond the ordinary human realm. This deliberate manipulation of sound adds another layer to the profound mystery of their capabilities, inviting us to ponder how they mastered such complex principles without what we would consider modern scientific instruments. They truly shaped not just stone, but also space and sound, creating a multisensory experience designed to elevate and transform, as the echoes of Tikal's ancient sounds gently fade into the jungle's embrace. Our journey continues, guiding us westward into the central valleys of Oaxaca, Mexico. Here, perched majestically atop a flattened mountain peak, lies the ancient Zapotec city of Monte Albán. This breathtaking ceremonial center, established around 500 BC, predates many of the Mayan marvels we've explored, showcasing yet another distinct, powerful, and deeply intelligent ancient civilization that left its indelible mark upon the landscape. Monte Albán is not characterized by towering, pointed pyramids in the familiar Egyptian style, but rather by vast, exquisitely aligned platforms, temples, and plazas that create a sense of expansive, ordered grandeur. The entire complex is a testament to the Zapotecs' profound understanding of architecture, urban planning, and, once again, the movements of the cosmos. The central plaza of Monte Albán is a masterpiece of ancient engineering, perfectly leveled despite its mountain perch, surrounded by monumental structures that speak of a highly organized society. The most striking features are the numerous buildings precisely aligned with cardinal directions and significant celestial events. The famous Building J, for instance, a uniquely arrow-shaped structure, functions as a sophisticated astronomical observatory, its angular design and carved danzantes dancers glyphs hinting at a deep knowledge of the stars and their influence. These ancient Zapotec astronomers meticulously tracked the cycles of the sun, moon, and planets, integrating their observations into their architectural designs and their complex calendar systems. How did they achieve such precise measurements and alignments, particularly when constructing on a mountain peak, without advanced surveying tools? What drove their relentless pursuit of cosmic understanding, embedding it so deeply into the very fabric of their city? The ingenuity is astounding, forcing us to consider a level of intellectual curiosity and scientific rigor that transcends our typical notions of pre-Columbian cultures. Monte Albán, with its silent, sun-drenched stones, challenges us to look beyond simple explanations and to appreciate the intricate tapestry of knowledge woven by these ancient skywatchers, as we quietly reflect upon the collective genius displayed across these ancient Central American civilizations, from the overwhelming scale and enigmatic mica of Teotihuacan to the buried colossus of Cholula, the cosmic art of Palenque, the pre-classic immensity of El Mirador, the acoustic wonders of Tikal, and the celestial alignments of Monte Albina. Profound sense of awe settles over us. These cultures, separated by geography and time, yet united by an impulse to build sky-reaching structures with uncanny precision and an understanding of the cosmos, force us to gently question the accepted narratives of history. They were not primitive. They were masters of engineering, astronomy, mathematics, and social organization, leaving behind monumental puzzles that continue to defy easy answers. Their legacies are not just ruins. They are vast, open-ended questions etched in stone, inviting us to look beyond the obvious, to feel the weight of forgotten knowledge, and to acknowledge the vast, beautiful expanse of human ingenuity that history, at times, chooses to ignore. Allow these lingering questions, these ancient whispers, to calm your mind and gently prepare you for even deeper mysteries that await us on our tranquil journey through time. Let your thoughts softly drift, like the ancient mists, over these jungle cities, as you embrace a peaceful contemplation of a world far more complex and wondrous than we often imagine. This quiet understanding is a comfort, a gentle lull into the embrace of restful sleep, knowing that the universe holds so many magnificent secrets yet to be fully uncovered. You are now attuned to the deep rhythm of ancient mysteries, ready for the next revelation. As the echoes of Central America's sky temples softly fade, leaving us with a profound sense of wonder at the Mayan and Zapotic ingenuity. Our tranquil journey now guides us further south, to the majestic and often rugged landscapes of South America. Here, amidst the soaring peaks of the Andes and along the vast coastlines, lie ancient secrets that stretch the boundaries of our accepted history even further, revealing civilizations and structures that continue to defy conventional explanation. Allow your mind to gently embrace these new landscapes, these new mysteries, as we drift deeper into the forgotten annals of time, finding peace in the contemplation of the unknown. Our first remarkable stop takes us to the arid coastal valleys of Peru, to a site known as Prepare for a quiet revelation, as Caral Soup isn't just an ancient city. It is now widely recognized as the oldest known civilization in the Americas. A staggering truth that dramatically rewrites the timeline of human development in this hemisphere. Imagine a civilization flourishing over 5,000 years ago, around 2600 BCE, at roughly the same time as the great pyramid builders of Egypt were at work, and even before the mighty Olmecs of Mesoamerica. This incredible antiquity alone forces us to gently reconsider how and when complex societies first emerged in the Americas. At the heart of Caral Soup, we find not pyramids in the familiar Egyptian, pointed style, but rather monumental stepped platforms, vast earth mounds, and sunken circular plazas. These were meticulously engineered public and ceremonial structures that served as the focal points of a sophisticated urban society. These stepped pyramids, built from carefully woven red bags filled with stone, a technique known as shikra, represent an astonishing feat of engineering for their time. Consider the sheer scale of the undertaking. Thousands upon thousands of these bags, each filled by hand, then precisely stacked to create these colossal, enduring structures. This method was not only robust, but also earthquake resistant, a remarkable insight into ancient seismic engineering. The implications are profound. A highly organized society, capable of coordinating immense labor, developing advanced construction techniques, and establishing complex social and religious practices, all at a period when many historical accounts portray this part of the world as largely undeveloped. Caral Soup whispers of a deeply established, long-forgotten heritage, suggesting that the roots of civilization in the Americas are far more ancient, more intricate, and more challenging to our accepted timelines than we have previously allowed ourselves to imagine. It stands as a silent testament to a wisdom that predates many of the histories we readily recall, inviting us to contemplate the vastness of human innovation from the coastal desert of Caral. Our journey ascends into the breathtaking heights of the Peruvian Andes, to the awe-inspiring site of Sacsayhuaman. This ancient complex, perched above the city of Cusco, is not primarily a pyramid in the traditional sense, but its massive, interlocking walls are undeniably monumental, forming a structure that functions as a colossal, often pyramid-like, foundation or fortress. Sacsayhuaman stands as one of the most baffling examples of megalithic construction on Earth, presenting an enigma that challenges every known principle of ancient engineering and stonework. Here, you will encounter stones of truly titanic proportions. Imagine blocks weighing hundreds of tons, some estimated to be over 360 tons, the equivalent of hundreds of modern cars, seamlessly fitted together without a single speck of mortar. These aren't uniformly cut blocks. They are irregularly shaped, massive stones, each with multiple angles and curves, yet they interlock with such impossible precision that not even a knife blade can be slipped between them. This polygonal masonry is a hallmark of the site, a silent, unyielding testament to a lost art. How were such immense stones quarried, transported over significant distances, and then lifted and positioned with such masterful exactitude? The nearest quarries for some of these megaliths are miles away, involving steep inclines and treacherous terrain. Mainstream archaeology often suggests that these stones were moved and shaped using simple tools like stone hammers and ropes, and countless human laborers. However, as you observe the flawless joints, the intricate angles, and the sheer scale of the blocks, the conventional explanations begin to feel profoundly inadequate. It would require a level of precision, tooling, and power that seems utterly impossible with the available technology of the supposed era. The enduring mystery of Sacsayhuaman gently forces us to consider the possibility of advanced tools, forgotten techniques, or perhaps even a technology that history has simply failed to record or acknowledge. It's a challenge etched in stone, inviting your mind to quietly wonder about the true capabilities of those who built it. The perfect fit of these colossal stones, defying gravity and logic, is a soothing puzzle, a magnificent question mark carved into the very fabric of the Andes, drawing you deeper into a state of peaceful contemplation as we continue our exploration of South America's profound secrets. From the heights of Sacsayhuaman, where monolithic stones speak of a lost artistry, our journey descends into the Altiplano of Bolivia, to two sites that push the boundaries of archaeological mystery to their absolute limits: Puma Punku and Tiwanaku. These pre-Incan complexes, thousands of years old, stand as silent, baffling testaments to an engineering skill that, by all accounts of conventional history, simply should not have existed in their era. Allow the cool, thin air of the high plateau and the profound questions these ruins evoke to gently settle over your mind, guiding you deeper into a peaceful state of contemplation. Puma Punku, in particular, is a source of endless fascination and frustration for those who cling to traditional timelines. Imagine immense blocks of hard andesite and diorite, metals far more challenging to work than granite, cut with a precision that rivals modern laser technology. These aren't crude carvings, these are components, almost like machine-manufactured parts, designed to fit together in intricate, modular patterns. The most famous examples are the so-called H-blocks, each perfectly identical, as if cast from a mold, yet they are carved from solid stone. Picture a series of precision-cut grooves, perfectly straight lines, and right angles that would demand highly advanced cutting and measuring tools. How were these perfectly symmetrical, geometrically complex shapes achieved? With what instruments could these ancient people have sculpted such hard rock, not just into large blocks, but into complex, repeating, interlocking forms? The official explanation often involves stone tools and primitive methods, yet the physical evidence speaks of something entirely different. It's like looking at a finely crafted timepiece and being told it was made with a blunt hammer. The contrast between the supposed tools and the undeniable precision of the work creates a profound curiosity gap that history struggles to fill. This is not just impressive stonework. This is evidence of a level of manufacturing sophistication that challenges our every assumption about the ancient world. They weren't just building, they were assembling with an exactitude that hints at a forgotten science, a lost technology capable of achieving what we, even with our modern instruments, would find incredibly challenging. As you picture these perfect stone puzzles, consider the sheer intellectual leap required to design such components, let alone fabricate them. They weren't just building, they were assembling with an exactitude that hints at a forgotten science, a lost technology capable of achieving what we, even with our modern instruments, would find incredibly challenging. This precision, in such a challenging material, makes the conventional explanations seem profoundly inadequate, leaving us to gently ponder the true capabilities of these ancient builders and the quiet secrets they took with them. Nearby Tiwanaku, often overshadowed by its more enigmatic neighbor, presents its own set of grand mysteries. This was once a thriving ceremonial and administrative center, a true capital of a vast, ancient empire that flourished long before the Inca. Here too, we find massive megalithic stonework, though perhaps not with the same bewildering precision as Pumapunka's H blocks. However, the sheer scale of the blocks at Tiwanaku is equally impressive, with some weighing over 100 tons. These were carefully dressed and fitted, though sometimes less tightly than at Sacsayhuaman, forming immense temples, courtyards, and monolithic gateways like the iconic Gateway of the Sun. This gate, carved from a single block of stone, features intricate iconography that has yet to be fully deciphered, hinting at a complex cosmology and advanced astronomical knowledge. The entire city is aligned with astronomical precision, pointing to an understanding of celestial mechanics that would have required centuries of dedicated observation. What enabled this civilization to rise to such prominence and achieve such monumental constructions, only to vanish into the mists of pre-Incan history? Their legacy, etched in colossal stone, challenges us to acknowledge a powerful, sophisticated culture whose secrets are still largely locked away within their unyielding monuments. The silent grandeur of Tiwanaku, much like Pumapunku, invites us to softly question the limits of our historical narratives as we prepare for new revelations. And just when we think we've grasped the diversity of South American pyramid forms, our journey takes another unexpected turn, guiding us across the continent to the lush, humid coastlines of Brazil. Here, a different, often overlooked, form of ancient monument awaits our contemplation: the vast, enigmatic earth mounds or sambaki. These aren't structures of cut stone but colossal, man-made hills, some rising to impressive heights, crafted primarily from compacted earth, shells, and discarded tools. While not pyramids in the classic, pointed sense, they undeniably served monumental and ceremonial purposes, shaping the landscape in a way that echoes the pyramid-building impulse seen across the globe. Some of these Brazilian earth pyramids are incredibly ancient, dating back as far as 8,000 to 2,000 years ago, making them contemporary with, or even older than, some of the earliest structures in Mesopotamia and Egypt. Imagine the sheer dedication of these ancient coastal communities, accumulating mountains of shells and earth over generations, creating permanent markers on the landscape. These mounds often contained burials, ritualistic objects, and evidence of complex social structures, suggesting they were far more than just refuse piles. They were sacred spaces, ancestral monuments, and territorial markers, demonstrating a profound connection to the land and the spiritual realm. Their very existence broadens our definition of what constitutes an ancient monumental structure and, by extension, what we consider a pyramid. It reminds us that the human drive to build, to mark the landscape with structures of enduring significance, is a truly global and ancient phenomenon, manifesting in diverse and often surprising forms, quietly waiting for our peaceful discovery. These lesser-known marvels of Brazil, like silent sentinels of a forgotten past, further illuminate the global pattern, enriching our understanding of the vast, untold stories of ancient South America. Let the subtle, earthy secrets of these mounds gently draw you into a deeper, more profound sleep, as we prepare to journey to the next continent, where even more wonders await. Your mind, now quiet and open, is perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past. leaving behind the impossible precision of Puma Punku and the ancient earth mounds of Brazil, where immense structures whisper of forgotten technologies. Our tranquil journey now takes us to another corner of the world, one shrouded in even greater mystery and, at times, deliberate silence, the enigmatic Far East. Here, amidst ancient landscapes, rolling hills, and modern political sensitivities, lie structures that challenge our understanding of history, not just through their existence, but through their very concealment. As we cross continents, let your mind gently adjust to this new realm of forgotten forms, preparing to uncover secrets that history has actively tried to ignore rather than merely overlook. Our first destination in this distant land is the vast and often restricted region of the Qinling Mountains in China. Here, nestled among verdant hills and stretching across vast agricultural plains, lies a secret that few outside dedicated researchers and locals are truly aware of. Literally hundreds of colossal pyramid structures. These are not the sharply defined cut stone pyramids of Egypt or Mesoamerica, but rather immense, often earthen mounds, many overgrown with vegetation, appearing to the untrained eye to be little more than natural hills. Yet, beneath their verdant exteriors lie meticulously constructed, ancient monuments, silent witnesses to a forgotten civilization, challenging the very idea that monumental pyramid building was confined to the Western Hemisphere or the Nile Valley. The most famous among them is often referred to as the legendary White Pyramid, a structure whose existence was first brought to Western attention by American pilots during World War II. These airmen reported seeing a colossal, almost impossibly large pyramid from the air, gleaming white, in a region previously thought devoid of such monumental architecture, while the exact location of the original White Pyramid remains a subject of passionate debate and speculative inquiry. The undeniable fact is that countless other large, pyramid-like earthen structures exist throughout the Qinling Mountains and the broader Chinese plains. Imagine the sheer scale of an ancient civilization capable of constructing hundreds, perhaps even thousands, of these monumental earthworks, some towering to significant heights, reshaping entire landscapes for purposes we can only begin to speculate about. The sheer number of these structures alone suggests a deeply ingrained cultural tradition of monumental construction, a dedication to shaping the earth itself into sacred or significant forms, mirroring, in its essence, the pyramid building impulse seen across the globe. What makes the Chinese pyramids particularly intriguing, and indeed a significant part of our narrative of ignored history, is the persistent and often deliberate policy of secrecy and limited access surrounding them. For decades, extensive archaeological excavation and public access to many of these sites have been heavily restricted by the Chinese authorities. While many are officially recognized as ancient burial mounds, specifically imperial tombs, and therefore protected from looting and disruption. For those who question conventional history, this level of control and concealment raises profound questions. Why are these sites not celebrated and studied with the same openness and international collaboration as the pyramids of Egypt or Mexico? What deeper secrets might lie beneath the tons of earth within these ancient mounds that official narratives might find inconvenient or even fundamentally challenging to their established historical timelines? Some theories suggest that these pyramids, much like many others around the globe, were not merely tombs, but served a much grander and more complex purpose, perhaps astronomical observatories, sophisticated energy conduits, or even monumental markers left by a precursor civilization whose story has been deliberately erased or simply forgotten by time. The very act of their official hiding or limited accessibility, whether for protection or for other reasons, fuels the notion that there is more to these structures than meets the official eye. That history, in this particular and compelling case, is not just ignored, but actively managed and filtered. The sheer number, immense scale, and enigmatic nature of these Chinese earthen pyramids suggest a culture of monumental builders on par with any other ancient civilization. Yet, they remain largely absent from popular historical accounts and often from widespread academic discourse outside of China. This deliberate obscurity creates an information gap, a silent challenge to our global understanding of ancient human achievements and the potential interconnectedness of early advanced cultures. We are left to gently ponder what knowledge might be locked away beneath tons of earth and the weight of official silence. Are these the remnants of an advanced civilization, perhaps connected to the global pyramid phenomenon, whose story is yet to be fully told? Or do they represent a unique, independent development that simply doesn't fit neatly into established historical timelines, thus becoming a topic that history prefers to keep quiet about? As these questions gently swirl in your mind, let the images of these vast, often unseen structures, lost in the mists of time and the veils of secrecy, lull you into a deeper state of peaceful contemplation as we prepare to uncover another forgotten form in the Far East, beneath the very waves themselves. Your thoughts, now open and tranquil, are perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past, leaving the colossal, often concealed, earth pyramids of China, structures that challenge our perception of history's documented accomplishments. Our quiet journey now takes a dramatic, downward turn. We plunge beneath the turquoise waters off the coast of Yonaguni Island, Japan, where a monumental enigma lies patiently awaiting our gaze, a mystery that, much like the hidden pyramids of the Qinling Mountains, actively defies easy classification and sparks profound debate. The Yonaguni Monument. Here, nestled on the seabed, are formations so vast, so geometrically precise, and so eerily reminiscent of ancient architecture that they force us to confront the possibility of an entire civilization submerged, lost to the depths of time and the relentless embrace of the ocean. Allow your mind to gently submerge itself into these deep waters, feeling the calm, silent pressure as we explore this breathtaking underwater riddle. First discovered by a local diver in 1986, the Yonaguni Monument appears as a series of massive, stepped rock formations rising dramatically from the ocean floor. Picture immense, flat platforms, perfectly straight walls, sharp 90-degree angles, and what seem to be intricately carved terraces and staircases, all seemingly hewn from solid bedrock. The scale is staggering. Some sections stretch over 100 meters in length, with heights reaching up to 25 meters. The structures are colossal, almost like a submerged citadel, a silent city of stone sleeping beneath the waves. As you imagine drifting slowly above these submerged marvels, the sense of wonder is palpable, an almost spiritual encounter with what might be a forgotten world. The sheer geometric regularity, the apparent terraces, the distinct pathways, and even what some interpret as carved faces or animal figures, all contribute to an overwhelming impression of intelligent design. It is not just a random collection of rocks. It has a structure, a coherence, and a sense of purpose that deeply challenges the notion of natural formation. The debate surrounding Yonaguni is as deep and layered as the monument itself. On one side, mainstream geologists largely contend that these formations are entirely natural. They point to the region's intense seismic activity, the natural processes of erosion, and the unique geology of the area. Arguing that these forces could have carved out such geometrically precise shapes over millennia, they emphasize that while the formations appear strikingly regular, nature itself can sometimes produce incredibly symmetrical patterns. They suggest that what we perceive as stairs or carved figures are merely pareidolia, the human tendency to see familiar shapes in random patterns. This perspective offers a comfortable, logical explanation, fitting neatly within our current understanding of Earth's geological processes and the timeline of human civilization. It reassures us that our history books remain largely accurate, and that no grand, paradigm-shifting revaluation is immediately necessary. However, for many archaeologists, oceanographers, and independent researchers, the evidence points compellingly towards a man-made origin. They argue that the sheer number of perfectly straight lines, sharp corners, and highly organized stepped levels found throughout the monument are simply too regular and too consistent to be explained by natural erosion alone. Consider the example of the Turtle Formation, or the deeply ingrained paths that cut across the structures, or the enormous, perfectly rectangular indentations that suggest quarrying or construction. These features, they argue, go far beyond what random geological processes typically create. Furthermore, the presence of what appear to be precisely cut blocks and evidence of tool marks further supports the man-made hypothesis. If these structures are indeed artificial, their age presents an even greater mystery. The current consensus is that these formations would have been above sea level during the last ice age, meaning they could be at least 10,000 years old, or potentially even much older. This astonishing antiquity would push back the known timeline of advanced construction in this region by thousands of years, forcing a radical revaluation of prehistoric human capabilities and the global spread of complex civilizations. If the Yonaguni monument is indeed the remnant of a colossal ancient city or ceremonial complex submerged by rising sea levels at the end of the last ice age, then its implications are profound. It suggests the existence of a highly advanced civilization in this part of the world far earlier than currently acknowledged. A culture capable of monumental engineering and precise stonework in an era we often categorize as primitive. It opens the door to the thrilling, yet unsettling, possibility of forgotten civilizations, of cultures lost entirely beneath the waves, whose stories have been erased by cataclysmic geological shifts. Imagine the knowledge, the skills, the societal organization required to build on such a scale, and then to have it all swallowed by the ocean, leaving only these silent, enigmatic ruins for us to discover. The very act of contemplating such a possibility gently expands our minds, allowing us to grasp the immense, untold chapters of Earth's history and the quiet resilience of mysteries that refuse to stay buried. The Yonaguni monument, whether natural wonder or ancient city, serves as a powerful reminder of how much we still don't know about our planet's past. It challenges us to look beyond the confines of established narratives, to embrace the unknown with an open and curious mind, and to ponder the vast, beautiful secrets that lie hidden, not just beneath the earth, but beneath the very oceans themselves. It is a silent sentinel of a potential global pattern, another piece in the sprawling puzzle of advanced ancient architecture, inviting your mind to quietly consider the true scope of human or pre-human achievement as we gently ascend from these deep, enigmatic waters, carrying the profound questions of Yonaguni with us. We prepare to surface in a new land, where even closer to what many consider the heartland of Western civilization, Europe, more forgotten pyramids and inexplicable structures patiently await our peaceful discovery. Let these oceanic secrets Lull your thoughts into a deep, tranquil state as you drift further into the embrace of forgotten history, knowing that the world is far more mysterious and magnificent than we often dare to imagine. Indeed, as our quiet journey continues, we find ourselves now arriving at a location that, for many, seems utterly improbable for such ancient monumental structures. The heart of Europe, here, in the small, picturesque town of Visoko, Bosnia, an extraordinary and deeply controversial claim has emerged, one that has ignited fierce scientific debate and captured the imagination of people worldwide. It is the assertion that beneath a cluster of seemingly natural hills lie hidden ancient pyramids, structures whose very existence challenges the foundational narratives of European history and archaeological understanding. Allow the cool, fresh air of the Bosnian mountains to gently clear your mind as we delve into this fascinating and often hotly contested mystery, finding peace in the contemplation of what might be hidden beneath our very feet. The story begins with Dr. Semir Osmanagic, a Bosnian-American anthropologist and author, who, in 2005, declared that a group of hills in Visoko were not natural geological formations, but rather ancient, man-made pyramids. He named them the Pyramid of the Sun, the Pyramid of the Moon, the Pyramid of the Dragon, and others, drawing direct parallels to their more famous counterparts in Egypt and Mexico. Imagine the stir, the shock, and the immediate skepticism that such a bold claim would generate within the established archaeological community. Yet, Dr. Osmanagic and his team have presented various pieces of evidence, gathered over years of excavation and research, to support their extraordinary hypothesis. They point to the precise, almost perfect, geometric shapes of the hills, their cardinal orientations, and the presence of what they claim are geometrically cut stone blocks, arranged in layers beneath the surface vegetation and soil. These blocks, they argue, are not natural conglomerates, but expertly fashioned building materials, consistent with ancient construction techniques. One of the most compelling, and indeed most debated, aspects of the Bosnian pyramid claims revolves around the alleged advanced age of these structures. Initial carbon dating tests performed on organic material found between layers of what are identified as man-made concrete and stone have yielded dates suggesting an age of potentially 25,000 years, or even much older. If these dates are accurate, and if the structures are indeed artificial, then the Bosnian pyramids would not only be the oldest known pyramids on Earth, but they would also dramatically push back the timeline of advanced human civilization in Europe by tens of thousands of years. This alone would necessitate a complete and radical revaluation of human history, challenging virtually every established archaeological and anthropological model. It is a claim of such magnitude that it sends ripples of disquiet through the conventional understanding of our past, inviting us to calmly consider a history far deeper and more complex than we currently acknowledge. Further adding to the intrigue are the claims of unusual energetic properties associated with these pyramidal hills. Researchers have reported detecting a constant nanizing energy beam emanating from the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, with a frequency that is said to be precisely 28 kHz. Moreover, they claim to have discovered a network of ancient underground tunnels, stretching for miles beneath the valley, which exhibit highly unusual acoustic properties and high concentrations of negative ions, often associated with a sense of well-being and natural environments like waterfalls. These tunnels, it is suggested, are not random caves, but were deliberately engineered, perhaps to channel or amplify the energies of the pyramids themselves. Imagine the profound implications if these scientific measurements and observations prove to be accurate. It would suggest that these ancient builders possessed a sophisticated understanding of subtle energies, geomagnetism, and acoustics, utilizing principles that are only now beginning to be explored by modern science. It hints at a purpose for these monumental structures that transcends simple burial or ceremonial functions, suggesting a far more advanced, perhaps even technological, application. As we quietly contemplate these almost unbelievable assertions, let your mind gently wander to the possibilities of a lost science, a forgotten connection to the very subtle forces of the earth and sky, allowing these intriguing ideas to guide you deeper into a peaceful state of wonder. However, it is crucial, in our calm and unbiased exploration, to acknowledge the very strong and often vehement opposition from mainstream archaeology and geology. The vast majority of professional archaeologists and geologists firmly reject Dr. Osmanagic's claims, categorizing the formations as natural geological phenomena, specifically a type of formation known as a flatiron hill. They argue that the geometric shapes are a result of natural weathering and erosion, and that the cut stone blocks are simply natural conglomerates formed over millennia through sedimentary processes. Many prominent experts have openly accused Dr. Osmanagic of pseudoarchaeology, of misinterpreting geological evidence, and of lacking proper scientific methodology. They highlight the absence of typical archaeological artifacts like pottery, tools, or burials that would unequivocally confirm human construction on such a grand scale. The scientific community's dismissal is often swift and absolute, emphasizing the lack of peer-reviewed evidence and the deviation from established archaeological protocols. This sharp contrast between the claims and the official rejections is a central part of the Bosnian pyramid enigma, reflecting a fundamental clash between alternative interpretations of history and the cautious, evidence-based approach of mainstream science. It's a debate that forces us to consider how new, potentially paradigm-shifting discoveries are often met with skepticism, sometimes outright resistance, particularly when they challenge deeply entrenched academic beliefs and established timelines. Why is it so difficult for new ideas, especially those that append our understanding of the past, to gain traction? What hidden biases, what unspoken assumptions, prevent us from openly exploring evidence that might rewrite our history books? These are not simple questions of right or wrong, but rather invitations to reflect on the very nature of scientific inquiry and the sometimes slow, sometimes resistant progression of human knowledge. As we consider these contrasting viewpoints, allowing both sides of the argument to gently inform our contemplation, your mind can drift peacefully through the layers of scientific debate and historical possibility, finding comfort in the journey itself. The Bosnian pyramids, whether natural wonders or forgotten monuments, represent a fascinating intersection of science, speculation, and the enduring human quest to understand our ancient past. This quiet exploration of competing narratives further deepens your peaceful immersion into the mysteries of our world. This persistent dismissal by mainstream archaeology is a recurring theme in our journey, is it not? Many of the sites we have explored, from the profound precision of Puma Punku to the submerged enigma of Yonaguni, face similar challenges in gaining widespread acceptance within conventional historical narratives. In Bosnia, the stakes feel even higher, as the very concept of advanced ancient civilizations in Europe, especially predating known historical epochs, is a direct affront to established academic frameworks. The controversy surrounding the Bosnian pyramids isn't just about rocks and hills. It's about the very methodology of archaeology, the interpretation of evidence, and the willingness of the scientific establishment to consider explanations that fall outside of long-held assumptions. It's a testament to how deeply entrenched our understanding of history can become, and how challenging it can be to shift those paradigms, even in the face of intriguing, if unproven, evidence. The quiet tension between belief and skepticism, between the tantalizing possibility of a lost past and the rigorous demands of scientific proof, creates a profound space for contemplation. Let this gentle tension guide your thoughts, allowing your mind to explore the contours of this historical puzzle, as we prepare to uncover more overlooked wonders in Europe, as the compelling, yet fiercely debated, whispers from the Bosnian valleys gently fade, leaving us to ponder the persistent friction between groundbreaking claims and established academic skepticism. Our tranquil journey through Europe's overlooked architectural marvels now takes us to another unexpected corner of the continent. We now direct our quiet contemplation towards Greece, a land renowned for its classical temples and democratic origins, yet a place where ancient pyramidal structures, often overshadowed and rarely discussed, stand as silent challenges to our conventional timelines. Allow the cool, fresh air of the Bosnian mountains to gently clear your mind as we delve into this fascinating and often hotly contested mystery, finding peace in the contemplation of what might be hidden beneath our very feet. Picture, if you will, the region of Argolis in Greece, where, long before the Parthenon graced the Acropolis of Athens, smaller, more rugged, yet undeniably pyramidal structures dotted the landscape. These are the pyramids of Argolis, ancient constructions that, unlike their grand Egyptian cousins, are often overlooked in the annals of classical history. The most famous among them is the Hellenican pyramid, situated near the village of the same name. This isn't a towering monument designed to reach the heavens, but rather a robust, precisely built stone structure resembling a truncated pyramid constructed from large, carefully fitted limestone blocks. Its dimensions, while modest compared to Giza, are still substantial enough to demand significant effort and engineering skill. The question of its age is what truly sparks intrigue. Archaeological evidence and dating techniques suggest that some of these Greek pyramids could date back to the late 4th or early 3rd millennium BCE, potentially making them contemporary with, or even older than, the earliest Egyptian pyramids. Imagine the implications. The idea of pyramid building traditions emerging in Europe at a similar, or even earlier, period than in the Nile Valley, fundamentally challenges the accepted narrative of the diffusion of architectural ideas. Why, then, are these structures so conspicuously absent from mainstream discussions of ancient world wonders? Their very existence forces us to gently confront the information gap in our historical narratives, inviting us to ponder why some ancient marvels gain global recognition while others, equally profound, remain largely obscure. The purpose of these Greek pyramids remains a subject of ongoing archaeological debate and quiet speculation. While some scholars propose they served as fortified watchtowers or defensive strongholds, given their strategic locations overlooking ancient routes, others suggest a more ceremonial or even astronomical function. Their precise construction and commanding views hint at a deliberate design, a conscious effort to imbue the landscape with meaning and utility that perhaps we can only dimly perceive now. Consider the precision required to quarry and shape these limestone blocks, then transport and position them with such exactitude, especially when the official tools of the era were considered rudimentary. It hints at a level of organization and ingenuity that often gets minimized in favor of the more familiar tales of classical Greece. These structures are more than just old ruins. They are silent witnesses to a deeper, more mysterious past. A testament to an early European monumental building tradition that quietly defies the conventional historical spotlight. From the rugged hills of Greece, our journey continues west, leading us to the beautiful Mediterranean island of Sardinia, Italy. Here, amidst the island's unique and ancient landscape, lies another extraordinary megalithic structure that broadens our definition of ancient monumental architecture, Monte de Cardi. This is not a pyramid in the traditional, sharply defined sense, but a truly unique and enigmatic stepped pyramid or altar, unlike anything else in the Mediterranean. Imagine a massive, rectangular platform, almost 60 feet high and 200 feet long, built in successive layers of earth and stone, creating a stepped, monumental structure that dominates the flat plain around it. It is a prehistoric marvel dating back to the Neolithic and Copper Ages, between 4000 and 2000 BCE, making it astonishingly ancient, contemporary with the very earliest pyramid forms known anywhere in the world. Its sheer antiquity alone is a quiet revelation, demonstrating a profound capacity for monumental construction in prehistoric Europe long before the advent of what we typically consider civilization. Monte de Cardi is composed of a large raised platform or terrace, accessed by a monumental ramp, leading to a flat top where originally a small temple or altar stood. The structure itself is layered, built up from multiple phases of construction over millennia, each period adding to its size and complexity. The primary building material is locally quarried stone and compacted earth, painstakingly assembled by a prehistoric people with an incredible dedication to monumental work. The function of Monte de Cardi is widely debated, but it is generally interpreted as a massive, sacred altar or temple, likely used for complex religious rituals, perhaps involving animal sacrifice, fire, and astronomical observations. Its alignment with celestial events, particularly the solstices, is a strong indicator of its ceremonial and calendrical significance. What motivated these early inhabitants of Sardinia to dedicate such immense resources and labor to building this unique structure? It speaks of a highly organized society, a profound spiritual connection to the cosmos, and an engineering capability that transcends simple hunter-gatherer existence. Monte de Cardi stands as a powerful testament to the widespread human impulse to create monumental structures that connect earth to sky, to honor the sacred, and to leave an enduring mark upon the landscape, echoing, in its essence, the very same impulses we have observed in cultures across vast oceans and continents. Its presence in the Mediterranean further challenges our preconceived notions of where and when complex, monumental building traditions emerged in human history. As we quietly conclude our exploration of these European enigmas, from the controversial hills of Bosnia to the ancient pyramids of Greece and the unique stepped altar of Sardinia, a profound pattern continues to emerge. These sites, each in its own distinct way, shatter the conventional geographical and chronological boundaries of pyramid construction. They force us to gently expand our definition of what constitutes a pyramid, moving beyond the iconic image of Giza to embrace a global tapestry of monumental structures built across vast spans of time and by diverse cultures. The consistent theme is one of advanced engineering, astronomical knowledge, and a pervasive human impulse to connect with something greater than themselves, leaving behind these silent, enduring questions for us to discover. They remind us that history is far richer, far more complex, and infinitely more mysterious than often presented, inviting us to keep our minds open to the untold stories of a world that history, perhaps unknowingly, often chooses to ignore. Let these gentle, thought-provoking questions guide your mind into a deeper state of restful contemplation. As we prepare to journey to another continent, where even more ancient wonders await our quiet discovery, your thoughts, now open and tranquil, are perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past, leaving the compelling, yet fiercely debated, whispers from the Bosnian valleys and the ancient quiet wonders of Greece and Sardinia. Our tranquil journey through Europe's overlooked architectural marvels now guides us southward, across the vast Mediterranean, to a continent often primarily associated with a single, magnificent pyramid-building tradition. Yet, beyond the colossal wonders of Egypt, which stand as enduring symbols of antiquity, lies another equally rich, diverse, and often unacknowledged history of pyramid construction, waiting patiently for our quiet contemplation. This segment of our global exploration will reveal that the impulse to build skyvichin structures in Africa extends far beyond the familiar Giza Plateau, challenging us to broaden our understanding of ancient architectural prowess on this magnificent continent. Allow the warm, gentle winds of Africa to softly envelop your mind, creating a soothing tapestry for your thoughts. As we prepare to uncover more ancient enigmas that history has too often chosen to ignore, reminding us that the story of monumental building is far grander, more widespread, and infinitely more mysterious than usually told. Our first remarkable stop takes us deep into the heart of modern-day Sudan, to the ancient city of Meru, a name that resonates with the echoes of a powerful, yet often forgotten, kingdom. Here, in the golden sands of the Nubian desert, just a few hundred miles north of Khartoum, stands a site that, for many, is a startling revelation. Not just one or two, but literally hundreds of pyramids, rising steeply and elegantly against the clear blue sky. This was once the proud capital of the Kingdom of Kush, a powerful and sophisticated civilization that flourished for over 1,000 years. From approximately 800 BCE to 350 CE for centuries, the Kushites ruled much of what is now Sudan and, notably, even conquered and governed ancient Egypt itself, establishing their own dynasty of pharaohs. Yet, despite their impressive number, their long reign, and their profound historical significance, the pyramids of Meru remain largely overshadowed, often relegated to a mere footnote in the grand narrative of pyramid building. This quiet oversight compels us to gently ponder: why do these hundreds of structures, each a magnificent testament to a vibrant ancient culture, not command the same global recognition and widespread study as their more famous Egyptian cousins? Is it a matter of historical bias, geographical convenience, or perhaps a reflection of how our understanding of the ancient world is often selectively curated? The Kushite pyramids are distinct in their architectural style, offering a unique visual and cultural experience. Unlike the sprawling bases and gentler, more accessible slopes of the Great Pyramids of Giza, those at Meru are generally much smaller in scale, rising with dramatically steeper angles, often culminating in flat tops adorned with small, elaborate offering chapels. These pyramids, typically constructed over the burial chambers of deceased royalty and nobility, were primarily built from locally quarried sandstone and, in some cases, brick. This blend of materials gives them a unique texture and a warm, earthy color that beautifully harmonizes with the surrounding desert landscape, almost as if they grew organically from the very sands they inhabit. Each pyramid served as the eternal resting place for a king or queen, or other important dignitaries, housing their remains and precious grave goods, though, tragically, Many have long since been looted over the millennia. The interior chambers, beneath the pyramid, were often richly decorated with intricate hieroglyphs and colorful reliefs, depicting scenes from Kushite mythology, historical events, and the spiritual journey of the deceased into the afterlife. These detailed carvings and the distinct architectural style speak volumes about a civilization that, while undoubtedly influenced by its powerful Egyptian neighbor, developed and fiercely maintained its own unique cultural identity and monumental building traditions. They represent a powerful, independent spirit, a testament to the diverse expressions of the human impulse to create structures that defy time and connect with the eternal, demonstrating a profound spiritual and material wealth that demands our gentle attention. The silent, almost stoic, presence of these hundreds of pyramids, standing sentinels in the desert, serves as a poignant reminder of how much of our shared global history remains overlooked, patiently waiting for open minds to discover and appreciate their unique contributions to the grand tapestry of human achievement. They were not merely imitators, they were bold innovators, creating a magnificent legacy that deserves its own prominent place in the sun of historical recognition. From the sun-baked, pyramid-studded sands of Sudan, our journey takes a surprising and intriguing turn westward into the vast, shimmering expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. We travel to a small, volcanic archipelago lying off the northwest coast of Africa, the beautiful and historically rich Canary Islands. Here, on the lush island of Tenerife, near the tranquil town of Gimar, lie another set of enigmatic structures that defy easy classification and spark lively debate: the Guanj Pyramids of Gimar. These are not grand, towering structures that pierce the clouds, but rather a series of 6 rectangular, stepped pyramids, constructed from dark, locally sourced lava stone, meticulously assembled without the use of mortar. Imagine 6 distinct, but related, terrace-like constructions, each rising in gradual, deliberate steps, precisely arranged to create a monumental appearance against the backdrop of the island's unique flora. Their very presence here, on a relatively remote Atlantic island, raises a fascinating array of questions about their builders and their ultimate purpose, adding yet another layer to the global pyramid mystery. The construction of the pyramids of Gimar is attributed to the ancient Guanj people, the indigenous inhabitants of the Canary Islands. The Guanjs possessed a distinct culture, spoke a unique language, and were, notably, accomplished seafarers and navigators, suggesting an ability to traverse significant stretches of ocean. However, the precise origin and, crucially, the specific purpose of these stepped structures remain a subject of fervent archaeological and historical debate. One prevailing and pragmatic theory suggests they were merely agricultural terraces, built by resourceful farmers to cultivate crops on the volcanic slopes, utilizing the natural terrain to their advantage. This practical explanation aligns with local agricultural practices seen across various island cultures, yet other prominent researchers and explorers, most notably Thor Heyerdahl, the renowned Norwegian ethnography and adventurer who famously sailed the Kon-Tiki raft across the Pacific and the Rata papyrus boat across the Atlantic, argued compellingly for their profound ceremonial or astronomical significance. Heyerdahl, whose research focused on ancient transoceanic contacts, observed that the pyramids are precisely oriented to the solstices, with specific staircases designed to face the rising sun on both the summer and winter solstices. This deliberate and precise astronomical alignment, a feature remarkably similar to those we've encountered in the pyramids of Mesoamerica and elsewhere, suggests a purpose far beyond simple agriculture. It hints at a sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics and a deep spiritual connection to the cosmos, embedding astronomical events into monumental architecture. If Hyodol and his supporters are correct, these small, unassuming pyramids are not just piles of stone. They are ancient observatories, sacred ceremonial sites, or perhaps even navigational markers left by ancient mariners, connecting distant lands and forgotten cultures in a network of shared knowledge. They whisper of a global pattern, of a shared impulse to mark the earth with skylined structures, even on islands far removed from traditional centers of civilization, hinting at connections we are only just beginning to comprehend. The enigma of the Gimma pyramids, much like many other sites we have explored on this tranquil journey, highlights the persistent challenge of interpreting ancient structures that do not fit neatly into established historical narratives. Their debated purpose and their location on an isolated archipelago open up the tantalizing possibility of ancient seafaring connections, of cultural interactions between distant societies long before conventional history records such sophisticated exchanges. Were these structures an independent local development born purely from the ingenuity of the Guanj people? Or do they represent a faint yet powerful echo of a broader, global tradition of monumental building carried across vast oceans by intrepid ancient mariners and explorers? As we quietly contemplate these profound possibilities, allowing our minds to wander across the vast ocean, connecting these island mysteries to the broader story of forgotten pyramids, we are reminded once more of the rich tapestry of human history that still awaits full comprehension. The diverse forms of African pyramid building traditions, both in the heart of the continent at Meru and on its distant Atlantic shores at Gimma, serve as a gentle yet powerful testament to the enduring human spirit of creation and the profound secrets that still lie hidden across our world. Inviting your mind to drift peacefully into deeper understanding and tranquil repose, your thoughts, now open and tranquil, are perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past, ready for the next revelation. As we gently leave the compelling, diverse pyramid traditions of Africa, from the hundreds of steep-sided structures in the sands of Meru to the enigmatic stepped terraces of the Canary Islands, our tranquil global odyssey now guides us further eastward. We traverse vast oceans and ancient trade routes, arriving at the lush, vibrant, and incredibly ancient landscapes of Southeast Asia. Here, amidst dense jungles and volcanic islands, lie monumental structures that not only challenge our perceptions of who built what and when, but actively compel us to rewrite the very beginning of human civilization's story. Allow the warm, humid air of this exotic region and the deep mysteries it holds to gently envelop your mind, drawing you deeper into a state of peaceful contemplation as we uncover secrets that could reshape our entire understanding of prehistory. Our first stop in this mesmerizing region brings us to the island of Java, Indonesia, and to a site of staggering significance and profound controversy, Gunung Padang. Picture a colossal, ancient hill, seemingly natural, yet beneath its verdant surface lies what some researchers claim to be the oldest pyramid on Earth, predating even the earliest known structures in Mesopotamia or Egypt by many thousands of years. This isn't merely an archaeological site, it's a potential game-changer, a silent, monumental witness that could completely redefine the cradle of civilization and the timeline of human advancement. Imagine the implications: a complex, monumental structure, a sophisticated example of engineering existing in Southeast Asia tens of thousands of years ago. The very idea is breathtaking, yet it continues to face immense resistance from mainstream archaeology. The visible surface of Gunung Padang consists of 5 terraces, adorned with megalithic stones, forming what appears to be a classical stepped pyramid structure. These terraces are intriguing enough, pointing to a highly organized society capable of monumental construction. However, the true mystery and the source of its profound controversy lies deep beneath these visible layers. Geophysical surveys and core drilling conducted by a dedicated team of researchers have revealed evidence of multiple, deeply buried construction phases, extending hundreds of feet into the earth. These subterranean layers show signs of incredibly ancient, artificial structures constructed from massive, columnar basalt stones meticulously arranged. Carbon dating of organic materials found within these deeper layers has yielded astonishing results, suggesting construction dates that stretch back not just thousands, but potentially tens of thousands of years. Some estimates push its age to 20,000 years or more. If these controversial dates and interpretations are proven correct, Gunung Padang represents an almost inconceivable level of sophisticated engineering at a time when conventional history tells us humanity was still largely foraging, living in caves, and barely beginning to develop simple tools. What kind of civilization, so unimaginably ancient, possessed the knowledge, the tools, and the societal organization to conceive and execute such a colossal project? How did they quarry, transport, and precisely place these massive basalt columns deep within the earth to form structured layers that endure to this day? The questions multiply with every new piece of data unearthed. This site stands as a direct and unyielding challenge to the established timelines of human civilization, suggesting a forgotten chapter, a lost era of advanced capabilities that history has, quite literally, buried and then ignored. The very concept of a structure of this complexity existing in such remote antiquity forces us to gently, yet fundamentally, rethink our entire understanding of human origins and the progression of knowledge. It whispers of a prehistoric world far more advanced, far more mysterious than our textbooks currently describe. As you contemplate the profound depths of time revealed at Gunung Padang, let these silent, ancient whispers guide your mind into a deeper state of peaceful reflection. From the potentially deepest origins of monumental building in Indonesia, our journey now gracefully moves to the heart of mainland Southeast Asia, to the lush, ancient kingdom of Cambodia. Here, amidst a vast expanse of jungle, lies a forgotten capital that, though lesser known than its iconic neighbor, Angkor Wat, contains a towering pyramid of profound architectural significance. Ko Ker. Specifically, we focus on the majestic Prosat Tom, also known as Prang, a 7-tiered pyramid that rises boldly from the dense forest, a striking testament to Khmer ingenuity and ambition. Imagine a towering, terraced structure, reminiscent of a Babylonian ziggurat, reaching over 120 feet into the sky, its steep, crumbling steps inviting a sense of both awe and deep antiquity. Its architectural form, with its perfectly square base and ascending layers, embodies a powerful connection between earth and sky, a common theme in monumental architecture across the globe. Ko Ker served as the capital of the Khmer Empire for a brief, yet intensely creative, period during the 10th century. During this time, its rulers embarked on an ambitious building program, creating a vast complex of temples, sanctuaries, and reservoirs. Yet, despite its historical importance and the sheer grandeur of Prosat Tom, this site often remains overshadowed by the more famous and frequently visited Angkor Wat. This oversight, this quiet neglect in the popular narrative of ancient wonders, makes Koker a perfect example of what history often tries to ignore, not out of malice, but perhaps out of convenience or a focus on more dominant narratives. The sheer scale and intricate design of Preset Tom speak volumes about the advanced engineering and organizational capabilities of the Khmer Empire during this period. How did they manage to construct such a massive, perfectly symmetrical pyramid, utilizing immense stone blocks deep within a dense jungle environment without the aid of modern machinery? The precision of its construction, the stability that has allowed it to stand for over a millennium, and the artistic detail embedded within its surrounding temples all point to a profound mastery of architecture and a sophisticated understanding of material science. The forgotten grandeur of Koker, with its magnificent seven-tiered pyramid, serves as another gentle reminder of the widespread and diverse manifestations of the pyramid-building impulse across our planet. It highlights that monumental architectural achievement was not limited to a few famed regions, but was a universal expression of human, or perhaps pre-human, ingenuity, spiritual aspiration, and technological capability. It beckons us to look beyond the most well-known examples, to seek out the quiet wonders that history has allowed to recede into the shadows of collective memory. As we quietly absorb the image of Preset Tom, a silent titan rising from the Cambodian jungle, let its enduring mystery and its overlooked magnificence gently guide your thoughts, settling your mind into a tranquil state, deeply attuned to the quiet whispers of forgotten eras. This quiet understanding is a comfort, a gentle lull into the embrace of restful sleep, knowing that the universe holds so many magnificent secrets yet to be fully uncovered. You are now attuned to the deep rhythm of ancient mysteries, ready for the next revelation. As the ancient echoes from Southeast Asia gently recede, carrying whispers of Gunung Padang's profound antiquity and Koker's overlooked majesty, our quiet, global journey now turns westward once more. We cross vast oceans to arrive at a continent whose own monumental building traditions are often surprisingly absent from the popular narrative of ancient wonders, North America. Here, amidst the fertile plains and winding rivers, lie colossal earthworks, meticulously crafted by indigenous cultures, structures that undeniably echo the global impulse to build sky-reaching monuments, yet are frequently marginalized in historical discussions. Allow the serene images of vast, green landscapes and ancient earthen mounds to gently settle over your mind, inviting a peaceful contemplation of histories often untold and ingenuity frequently ignored. Our first remarkable stop takes us to the Mississippi River Valley near modern-day St. Louis, Missouri, where the magnificent and sprawling site of Cahokia Mounds patiently awaits our quiet discovery. This was once the largest and most sophisticated pre-Columbian settlement north of Mexico, a true ancient metropolis that flourished for centuries. Beginning around 1050 CE, at its heart lies Monk's Mound, a truly colossal structure that dramatically redefines our understanding of monumental architecture in North America. Imagine, if you will, an earthwork so immense, so utterly breathtaking in its scale, that it dwarfs many other famous ancient structures. Monk's Mound is not built from cut stone, but from an estimated 22 million cubic feet of earth, carefully carried basket by basket, shaped and compacted over generations. Its base covers an area larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, and it rises in 4 terraces to a height of 100 feet, offering a commanding view over what was once a sprawling city of perhaps 20,000 people. This wasn't a random pile of dirt. It was a carefully engineered platform mound, likely topped by a massive wooden structure. a temple or the residence of a powerful chief, serving as the ceremonial and spiritual heart of an entire civilization. The very act of visualizing such a monumental undertaking, built entirely by human hands and simple tools, compels a quiet awe, a profound respect for the dedication and organizational capacity of the Mississippian culture. Cahokia wasn't just Monk's Mound. It was a complex urban center, a testament to sophisticated city planning and social organization. Surrounding Monk's Mound were dozens of other smaller mounds, residential areas, and plazas, all meticulously arranged according to astronomical alignments. The entire city was oriented on an east-west axis, with significant structures aligned to the solstices and equinoxes, reflecting a deep understanding of celestial mechanics. Think of the advanced calendrical knowledge, the precise observational skills, and the societal coordination required to plan and execute such a vast and intricately aligned urban landscape. These indigenous North American builders were masters of hydrology, engineering extensive drainage systems to manage water flow across the floodplain, ensuring the longevity of their city. They were also skilled artisans, creating intricate pottery, elaborate copperwork, and beautiful shell carvings that speak of a rich spiritual life and complex belief systems. The very existence of Cahokia, and especially Monk's Mound, forces us to gently expand our definition of pyramid beyond the traditional stone structures, embracing these massive earthen effigies as equally significant expressions of monumental building. It challenges the common, often Eurocentric, historical narratives that tend to overlook or minimize the advanced achievements of indigenous American cultures. Cahokia stands as a silent, powerful counterpoint, a profound testament to an ingenuity and complexity that history has too often chosen to ignore, inviting us to calmly reconsider the true breadth of human architectural genius. From the complex urban tapestry of Cahokia, our quiet exploration now carries us even further back in time to the humid, biolist landscapes of northern Louisiana. Here, hidden amidst the verdant embrace of ancient forests, lies a site of astonishing antiquity that predates not only Cahokia but many of the other pyramid forms we've explored across the globe. Watson Break. This isn't a towering city of earth or stone, but rather a complex of 11 earthen mounds, arranged in an oval, connected by a network of ridges, creating a monumental, ceremonial landscape. Its unassuming appearance belies its truly groundbreaking significance. Watson Break is currently recognized as the oldest known mound complex in North America, with radiocarbon dating pushing its construction back an astonishing 5,400 years ago, around 3,500 BC. Imagine a monumental construction built in what is now Louisiana, millennia before the Great Pyramids of Giza, and long before the Olmec or Mayan civilizations began to flourish in Mesoamerica. This profound age alone dramatically shifts our understanding of when and where complex ceremonial architecture first emerged in the Americas, suggesting a level of sophistication in hunter-gatherer societies that was previously unimagined. The people who built Watson Break were not settled agriculturalists, but rather sophisticated hunter-gatherers, adept at managing their environment and harnessing its resources. Yet, they possessed the social organization, the engineering know-how, and the collective will to construct these impressive earthworks. The mounds range in height from 3 to 25 feet, and the entire complex spans nearly 900 feet across. Their precise arrangement, forming a clear oval, suggests a deliberate design and a profound ceremonial purpose. This was not a defensive fortification. It was a sacred space, a place for gathering, for ritual, and for connecting with the spiritual world. The construction of Watson Break hints at a shared cultural impulse, a collective need to mark the landscape, to create enduring symbols of their presence and their beliefs. A pattern that resonates with pyramid builders across continents and millennia. It challenges the notion that monumental architecture is solely the product of advanced, stratified agricultural societies, suggesting that deep spiritual and communal needs could also drive such immense undertakings, even in earlier, seemingly simpler human groupings. The sheer antiquity and the sophisticated design of Watson Break make it a quiet, yet powerful, testament to the often underestimated ingenuity of early North American indigenous peoples, a crucial piece of the global pyramid puzzle that history has too long ignored. As we quietly absorb the significance of Cahokia's sprawling urban grandeur and Watson Break's profound antiquity, a deeper truth emerges. These North American mysteries, often sidelined in global historical narratives, are not mere footnotes. They are integral chapters in the story of monumental building, demonstrating advanced engineering, complex social organization, and deep astronomical knowledge across diverse indigenous cultures. They expand our understanding of what constitutes a pyramid and, more importantly, who built such structures, and when the drive to shape the earth, to align structures with the cosmos, and to create enduring monuments to belief and power, was a truly universal human endeavor, manifesting in unique and powerful ways across this continent. These sites gently compel us to respect and acknowledge the vast, rich histories of indigenous North American peoples, whose profound achievements continue to challenge and enrich our global understanding of the ancient world. They are silent, yet eloquent, witnesses to a forgotten past, inviting your mind to drift peacefully through these layers of time, finding calm and wonder in the vastness of human ingenuity. Your thoughts, now open and tranquil, are perfectly attuned to these whispers from the deep past, ready to consider the unifying theories that connect all these disparate wonders across the globe. As our tranquil, expansive journey through the ancient world nears its quiet conclusion, having gently traversed continents and millennia, from the colossal, maquia-bedded pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico to the enigmatic, precise earthworks of Watson Break in North America, a profound and undeniable pattern begins to emerge. We have witnessed monumental structures rising from jungles, deserts, mountain plateaus, and even from beneath the waves, each a silent, yet powerful testament to an intelligence and capability that often defies our conventional historical narratives. Take a moment now to allow the sheer breadth of this global tapestry of wonders to settle gently in your mind, like the softest evening mist, covering the entire planet with a blanket of ancient, unsolved riddles. Across all these disparate cultures and vastly separated geographies, we have observed a recurring set of astonishing commonalities that bind these ancient builders together, hinting at a shared knowledge, a universal impulse, or perhaps even an interconnected consciousness that spanned the globe. Consider, for instance, the pervasive theme of precise astronomical alignment, from the Pyramid of the Sun's summer solstice orientation in Mexico, to the intricate celestial calendars encoded in Palenque, the solstitial alignments of Guimar in the Canary Islands, and the urban layouts of Cahokia. Ancient peoples worldwide were meticulously charting the heavens, integrating the movements of stars, sun, and moon into the very fabric of their sacred architecture. This wasn't mere coincidence. It was a deliberate, sophisticated practice, demonstrating a profound understanding of the cosmos a shared reverence for the celestial dance that guided their lives and their spiritual beliefs. How did so many seemingly isolated civilizations, separated by vast distances and formidable natural barriers, arrive at such similar astronomical insights and then translate them into monumental stone? The question lingers, inviting our peaceful contemplation. Then there is the sheer scale and precision of their construction. From the impossible polygonal masonry of Sacsayhuaman, where massive stones fit with laser-like exactitude, to the perfectly replicated H-blocks of Pumapunku, whose craftsmanship baffles modern engineers, and the colossal volume of the Cholula Pyramid, disguised as a natural hill, the ancient builders routinely achieved feats that, even with our modern technology, would be incredibly challenging. How were such immense stones quarried, transported over vast distances, and then lifted and placed with such accuracy? The conventional explanations often involve thousands of laborers, simple tools, and countless years of effort. Yet, as we've seen, the evidence often points to a level of engineering sophistication and a mastery of materials that seems utterly incongruous with the supposed primitive tools available. It forces us to gently wonder if there was a forgotten technology, a lost science, or perhaps an entirely different understanding of physics and mechanics that enabled these incredible accomplishments. The silence of these stones, refusing to give up their secrets easily, is a soothing enigma, a powerful reminder that there is far more to discover than we currently understand. And of course, the enduring enigma of their unknown purpose. While many structures served as burial sites or ceremonial centers, their true overarching function often remains elusive. Were they energy generators, harnessing telluric currents, or cosmic forces, as some suggest, for the Bosnian pyramids? Were they elaborate astronomical observatories, designed not just to track celestial events, but to communicate with something beyond our perception? Or were they monumental markers left by a precursor civilization, a global culture whose story has been entirely erased from our history books? The lack of definitive answers, the persistent information gap that surrounds these structures, is precisely what makes them so compelling, so ripe for quiet contemplation. History, in its conventional form, often struggles to acknowledge these profound questions, preferring to categorize and dismiss what it cannot easily explain. Yet, the monuments themselves stand, unyielding and enigmatic, inviting us to look beyond the official narratives, to embrace the profound mystery that lies at the heart of our shared past. These recurring patterns, the astronomical alignments, the monumental scale, the impossible precision, the unknown tools, and the enigmatic purpose lead us naturally to consider some of the leading, and indeed, more speculative theories that attempt to unify these global wonders. Imagine, for a moment, the tantalizing possibility of a lost civilization, a highly advanced global culture that flourished long before the Ice Age, leaving behind these monumental clues across the continents. Perhaps a cataclysmic event, a global flood, or another geological upheaval, wiped them from the historical record, leaving only these enduring structures as whispers of their existence. Or could it be that humanity, in its distant past, possessed a forgotten technology, a mastery of sound, vibration, or anti-gravity that allowed for the effortless manipulation of massive stones, a knowledge that was subsequently lost to the mists of time? This idea, though challenging to conventional science, offers a powerful explanation for the impossible precision we have witnessed. Then there are the more profound and awe-inspiring theories, pushing the boundaries of our imagination. Could there have been extraterrestrial influence, ancient visitors who shared advanced knowledge or even aided in the construction of these sites? leaving behind monuments that served as beacons or navigational aids. This thought, while controversial, attempts to explain the sudden leaps in engineering and astronomical understanding that appear in the archaeological record, seemingly without precursor. Or perhaps these structures are connected by unseen forces, aligned with global ley lines or energetic grids of the Earth, functioning as conduits for subtle energies, creating a planet-wide network of power and communication. This suggests a deep, almost spiritual, understanding of our planet's energetic landscape, a science of the Earth that we are only just beginning to rediscover. And finally, the beautiful, unifying idea of an advanced global prehistoric culture, a shared consciousness or a network of communication that allowed for the exchange of ideas, technologies, and building traditions across vast oceans and continents, leading to the spontaneous appearance of similar monumental forms in distant lands. Each of these theories, while speculative, attempts to bridge the vast gaps in our historical understanding to make sense of the profound anomalies that history often tries to ignore. They invite us to expand our minds, to question the boundaries of what we believe possible, and to consider a past that is far richer, far more complex, and infinitely more mysterious than we currently imagine. The beautiful truth is that we don't have all the answers, and perhaps we are not meant to. The enduring mystery, the vast unknown, is precisely what makes these ancient pyramids so captivating, so ripe for our peaceful contemplation. They stand as silent invitations, etched in stone and earth, daring us to dream beyond the pages of textbooks, to feel the weight of forgotten knowledge, and to acknowledge the vast, beautiful expanse of human ingenuity that history, at times, chooses to overlook. Allow these profound open-ended questions to gently settle in your mind, like the softest starlight, guiding your thoughts into a tranquil state of wonder and deep, restorative repose. You are now attuned to the deep rhythm of ancient mysteries, ready for the final reflections on this incredible journey. As our incredible journey through the overlooked marvels of the ancient world now gently draws to a close, a quiet sense of wonder lingers, much like the soft afterglow of a distant sunset. We have traveled across continents and through vast stretches of time, not merely collecting facts, but experiencing the profound feeling of history's boundless mysteries. From the precision-cut stones of Puma Punku to the silent, overgrown earthworks of Cahokia, each site we've explored has etched itself into our consciousness, reminding us that the human story, and perhaps a story far older than humanity itself, is infinitely grander and more complex than we often allow ourselves to believe. The true essence of this journey wasn't about finding definitive answers, but in embracing the questions themselves, in allowing the sheer scale of the unknown to soothe and expand our minds. We began by stepping beyond the familiar shadows of Egypt, venturing into a world teeming with pyramids and monumental structures that history often tries to ignore. And now, as we conclude, we are left not with confusion, but with a profound sense of peace in this vast uncertainty. These ancient architects, whether guided by lost technologies, a shared global consciousness, or an understanding of the cosmos we have yet to recover, built not just with stone and earth, but with ingenuity and a deep connection to something universal. Their legacies are not just ruins. They are timeless invitations to quiet contemplation, gentle reminders that the whispers of the past continue to resonate, inviting us to look deeper, to listen more closely. As these profound questions gently settle within your mind, allow them to become a part of your restful journey. The mysteries of the ancient world are not meant to disturb, but to inspire a tranquil reflection, connecting us to the vast, enduring spirit of creation that spans all time and space. Let the wonder of what remains unknown, what history has chosen to keep silent, guide you now into a deeper state of calm and quiet repose. If this journey through the world's ignored pyramids has resonated with you, if it has brought a sense of peaceful wonder and a new perspective on our ancient past, I invite you to leave a sign of your presence. Write ancient dreams in the comments below. Let it be a quiet declaration that you embrace the mysteries and find peace in the contemplation of history's vastness. It's a phrase only those who embark on this full journey will know, a secret shared within our community of explorers. And if you feel this message could bring a similar sense of calm and wonder to others, please gently tap the like button. Not for me, but because your simple gesture helps YouTube understand that this is a valuable space for peaceful exploration, allowing this video to reach more souls seeking quietude and a connection to profound historical enigmas. Your single click can be a beacon, guiding others to this tranquil journey. To continue exploring these hidden histories and to stay connected with our community of quiet seekers, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. It's more than just a click. It's a commitment to your own journey of discovery and a promise to embrace the wonder that history too often overlooks. Don't miss out on what we are building together here, a sanctuary for contemplation and learning. And if you know someone who might find peace and wonder in these ancient whispers, consider sharing this video with them. Your act of sharing can be a gentle bridge, extending a moment of calm and a chance for reflection to a friend or loved one who needs it most. Now, as our voices fade and the journey gently ends, I invite you to take a final, peaceful moment for yourself. Let the lingering sounds of this exploration and the quiet beauty of these ancient mysteries guide your thoughts into a tranquil silence. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow the gentle current of sleep to carry you, knowing that the world holds countless more wonders, patiently awaiting their peaceful discovery. We thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey through the pages of forgotten history. May your dreams be filled with ancient wonders and profound peace. Good night.